All right.
Cheers.
Cheers to episode 26.
Holy shit, that went by fast.
I know. You are listening to the Richie Rich and Westopher Show. We're coming to you live from West Hollywood. We're talking about today's trending topics and asking our sex question of the week.
Ooh.
Yes, this week Richie Rich shot me over the question, which we posted on Twitter. Everyone has voted. The results are in. We asked, have you ever had a threesome?
Menage what?
Interesting. So we have that, which we'll get to at the tail end of the episode. We'll tally up all those votes and let you know what people said. And then we'll give you our answers. Plus, we have a bunch of topics this week. It was a pretty busy week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Richie Rich, you're back in action.
I am. I'm fully mobile now. My working phone is not the right color, but we'll deal with it for the time being. I can go on Twitter. I can go on Facebook. I can text people. My mother knows I'm not dead anymore. So I'm back to the living.
It's all good.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a much better week this week, too. Very productive.
Yeah, fuck last week. Last week sucked. Like, ugh. Go away.
So our topics this week include the Billboard Music Awards. We'll also talk about some James Bond 007 news. And interesting note I heard about Rob Lowe and Amy Adams. We'll talk about Kelly Osbourne. Well, the whole Osbourne situation.
Ooh, shady drama.
Yes. We have some... like a deeper, sadder topics and entertainment crap. We have Hiroshima, 70 years this week.
Yeah.
And Bryce Jones, the news of that young basketball star that was shot and killed.
God.
So yeah, we'll start with the tough ones and then we'll lighten it up. So sit back, pour yourself a glass of wine.
Enjoy.
Have a sip, Richie
luxuriate,
Rich.
And let's do this, damn it.
We are just here chilling on my couch and ready to just kind of talk some shit about these topics. So we will start with, you brought this one up, is the Bryce Jones, the basketball star who was shot. Now you said he broke into someone's apartment?
Yes, apparently, allegedly, thinking it was an ex-girlfriend's apartment, broke into it. It was not hers, it was someone else's. And the person who lived in the apartment drew a gun, shot him to death. 23 years old, just signed a $2 million contract with the NBA. Gone.
Wow. I mean, he was breaking and entering.
Exactly. I mean, I can't find fault with this, honestly. I mean, it's really sad. I hate to... a life loss is horrible, especially when there's actually, promise in the future. But the fuck do you think? It's not worth it, people.
No. Well, anyone really. But
wait the next day, text them, call them, email them, Facebook them.
Breaking into her place
I
anyway?
have no
what's
idea.
Going on with that whole thing?
Not to mention a basketball player. He's clearly tall and athletic as fuck. I would have shot him if I had a gun. Some random ass 6'5" man comes barging into my apartment and I have a firearm handy. I'm sorry, it's going down. Absolutely.
Yeah. My God.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's sad that he's dead. Don't get me wrong. That's horrible.
Well, no, that's what's doubly crappy about it is it's justifiable because
absolutely.
person was obviously very scared. He clearly, if he was breaking into the wrong apartment, had he never been to his girlfriend's apartment before? I mean, come on.
I don't know if he was drunk or high or what was going on, but either way, even if it was his girlfriend's apartment, that's still a scary situation.
Well, yeah, I mean, if she had shot him,
Or who would have known what the hell he was going to do when he broke into her apartment?
I don't know.
But yeah,
it's a weird story.
I don't know. Details developing. We'll follow up on this story when we get more information. But for anyone out there listening, don't be stupid if you broke it up with someone.
Definitely. And I wonder though too, could cooler heads prevail had the person not had a gun? Could the situation have been talked down where Because I've seen some videos. Have you seen the video on YouTube where the guy, I don't know if it was his old apartment or something, but he goes in and literally like goes to sleep in someone's bed. And
No.
he thinks he's in his own apartment, and the person that lives there is videotaping it and trying to wake him up.
Oh
and
my.
he's like, "No, dude, you're like in the wrong apartment, dude." And he's like, "No,
Oh
man.
my gosh, he's
It's my
serious.
apartment." And like he, yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a completely different situation, but given a different,
Yeah, I
do
mean,
wonder
I wish the gun wasn't there. He would have still been alive, obviously. But I
possibly,
mean,
who knows? If
possibly.
you called 911 to say someone broke into my apartment, what are the cops going to do?
True.
Probably shoot him.
Right. In this day and age, you're right. Tall,
Yeah.
young black man breaking into someone else's apartment. Yeah, good point. I don't know. It's just not worth it, guys. I'm sure we've all done dumb things with breakups, but I don't think we've ever broken.
Well, that's what it really boils down to. Gun or no gun in the apartment. There's no reason for him to break into anyone's apartment.
Anyone's dwellings
whether
at
it's
all.
his girlfriend.
It's complete
whether
invasion
it
of
was-
privacy, no matter what.
Yes,
That's trespassing.
Right. Just
So a life and a
big
career
step,
lost.
Yeah, a small step off a big cliff there.
Yeah.
So bad choices. So hopefully, like I said, cooler heads can prevail.
Yes.
You know. Don't break into your ex-girlfriend's apartment. Come
No,
on.
Not bam on the door. Whatever you need to do. Call, email, Facebook. There are too many options nowadays. Snapchatter. I don't know.
And you feel terrible for his family because
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
such a senseless act, and
it really is.
he's the only person to blame, which is sad.
Well, and anyone can make mistakes or do things when they're in a state of mind that's in that state of rage, or who knows, like you said, story developing. We don't know if he was maybe drinking because he was so upset and whatever, or who knows. So we don't know what his state of mind was. We don't know if there was drugs or alcohol involved, and everyone can make bad choices. I mean, everyone can do something dumb. So,
Yeah,
you know, it's hard to...
but try not to, because this is what could happen.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not vilify him. Let's maybe learn.
Yes,
from
let's
the
take this as a learning step in controlling our emotions a little bit better.
Let's try.
Well, moving on along.
All right, these are some hard-hitting topics. We're moving on to our next one, and I heard a lot about this. Was the Hiroshima 70-year anniversary this week. So obviously that was way before like even our parents were around.
Yeah.
But there are still remnants of this epic day where I heard, I think it was 70,000 people were killed on impact.
Which is insane.
On impact.
That
and
is
then
nuts. That's like us sitting here and literally the next second we're gone.
right, and then but that doesn't count that like double that then died from radiation poisoning, from this, that, the other, you know, cancers and all that stuff. I mean, there are people who are actually still alive today from Hiroshima. They're very old, and they're very, very sick.
Yeah.
Because of the radiation. And that was something that, you know, wasn't a military base. It was a city, and the majority of people that were killed were citizens, which I think we often think about war crimes and terrorists and things like that in this country, but I don't often know that we really turn it back on ourselves and look at our own history and the things that we
never
have done.
do.
You know?
Why do that? We can blame everyone else. That's the American way. True story.
Yeah. So I took a moment this week to kind of look into this a little bit. And Hiroshima now is 70 years later is now a bustling city. It's all been, you know, cleaned up and, you know, what have you. But they do have a museum with some of the relics. Granted, they're behind like very thick glass. But there's a plaque that says something like, "May we never let an accident like this happen again."
Yeah.
And it doesn't put a singular blame on the president who ordered the bomb or the country who ordered the bomb. It's more like
Just a blanket
humanity.
statement. Yeah, just a blanket statement.
Let's not let humanity get to this point again.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a really powerful way to look at it, was instead of drawing those lines, even there at ground zero, they're willing to say this was a mistake of humanity and not blame.
And let's learn from it and move on.
Yeah. So with that, we can launch into some more fun topics.
Yay! Good. I'm not trying
Pour
to
some
cry
more
today.
wine.
Yes, we need some more wine for this shit.
Pour some wine. Let's talk.
Charles Shaw
shit.
Pinot Grigio, 2015. We're very classy on this show, by the way.
Well, I went to Trader Joe's because I had
Gelson's is too fucking expensive.
and I needed to roll the quarters after the gym and whatever. So I was like, I'll just get some
That works.
wine. And,
It's alright. I went to Rite Aid and that shit was on sale, so
hey, there you go.
can't get mad at that. We're thrifty here. It's wine. It's fucking grapes that have been pressed by a machine and filtered through some shit and put in a bottle.
Yeah.
So
By the time you start the second bottle, it really doesn't matter.
we'll have Dom once the time this shit is sponsored, but for right now, we're doing all this shit ourselves, so
Yes.
we'll deal with the headaches for you guys.
Exactly. So, well, let's get into some of our fun topics then, and we will get to, you know what, we skipped this week. I didn't write down any shout outs. I was wondering why we got into the topic so fast.
Yeah, that's why we did no
I didn't do
shout
any
outs this
shout-outs.
week.
And I didn't
don't
write
really-
any down.
I don't really have any, actually.
Never mind.
I was still handicapped half the week. It's all right. And then I fell right into work.
Just kidding. So,
We'll do double shout-outs next week.
yeah, we'll do a lot of shout outs next week. Now that I'm thinking about it, I know there is someone, but god damn it, where is that intern? All right, as you know, the Richie Rich and Westerfer show is run on a
On a shoestring budget.
open a whim.
Of two middle-class 30-year-olds.
Yes,
Gay men in West Hollywood just trying to make shit happen.
just doing it, just winging it. No producer, no interns, no facts. Anyway, so one of the things that I kind of skipped over this week was the Billboard Music Awards. I ended up catching like Monday, Tuesday even I think went by, and it wasn't until like Wednesday, Thursday where I ended up watching some of the performances and like getting some of the news. So did you actually watch the awards or no?
I never watch any award show. I always watch their performances the next day. Or I'll DVR it like I did this time, and I just kind of fast forward through all the talking bullshit. Unless something really scandalous happens, which really didn't.
You know, if these shows were smart, they would double the performances and they would literally just have a flash and be like, winner of blah, blah, blah award. And
This,
just
woo!
flash. And
no
that would
speech,
be,
no none of that. Like nothing.
And that would be, and then maybe that person could perform.
Like
or,
I don't
you know.
want a speech unless you're going to be Mariah Carey at the Palm Springs Film Festival like 3 years ago or it's like 6 years ago when she was drunk as fuck and owned it
Yes.
and admitted it.
Yeah.
If you're just going to come there and drone on and on and on, I don't really care.
No.
Show me a performance or give me
they
some
could
drunken
make it
behavior.
a lot faster. Just be
Yeah,
like, oh, you
no one cares
won.
about any of the in between. Give me a performance and that's it.
Yeah.
I want a concert basically.
Let them go to the press room backstage and get their
It's
photos.
just be
with
like the
the
Billboard
award.
Music concert
Yeah,
series.
be much better.
Be
Much
great.
better. Yeah, I agree. One standout, of course, we love Kesha. So.
Yes. Oh, and she was able to perform after all, after them blocking her, then unblocking her, and I don't know, it's like a bad Facebook relationship. She was blocked and then she wasn't blocked, and then rumors were swirling, and I don't know. Let the girl be great. Just let her go.
Well, people were really into that one. That was one that kind of brought the house down. Like a lot of people
Yeah.
said they were really touched by that performance.
I love that she actually just like stood up there and sang something. Mm-hmm. No theatrics, no normal Kesha glitter and backup dancers and all of that. She actually just stood up there and sang a song. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, she was really good. She looked great, and yeah, just gave a really powerful performance. So I thought that was really good. The opposite of that was definitely Britney's performance, which was so much spectacle.
Totally.
So much glitter.
I will say,
So much
I'm
hair
a
tossing.
Britney Spears fan.
Yeah.
And I saw her in Vegas. I loved it, actually, in Vegas, oddly enough.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going on the first, like, minute and a half, 2 minutes of the performance. If the choreographer would just, like, you know what? Just walk back and forth and do this. And then all of a sudden start dancing. Like, I don't know. When the dancing kicked in, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Toxic. I enjoyed Womanizer. I enjoyed the Slave For You breakdown. I didn't enjoy the walking around.
Well, she looked... It almost seemed like there was choreography there that they decided not to have her do. Maybe it was too much. Maybe she was nervous. I don't know.
I don't know, because she was...
Because I know she gets pretty nervous in front of that.
She does. And it was her first actual live award show performance.
In many years, right?
Since when she did S&M with Rihanna, like, what, 5-6 years ago? Something like that? Which is still pretty freshly off of the whole breakdown thing or whatever. Because she did Pretty Girls last year, which is actually fine. But that was also on her stage in Vegas, and that was pre-taped. But, so...
Well, this was pretty pre-taped as well. I wouldn't say... I would say she performed. I wouldn't say she sang.
No, well, yeah. But I mean, like, that was actually pre-taped, like, not even at the awards show. They spliced it in there.
Yeah.
She seemed very shaky at first, and then she seemed to loosen up towards the end of it.
It was a bit robotic. Some of it looked like when you shake a Barbie doll, you know, and just the hair moves.
Yeah,
like
especially
the
the
arms
beginning
didn't
was
move,
like...
and the head didn't even move. But I felt it was pretty robotic, but I also thought her outfit was fucking amazing.
Her outfit, she looked great.
I thought...
Bitch looked great. And when there actually was a dance break, she actually danced.
She did. She did get into it.
Yeah, I mean, that third choreography for, I think it was Toxic was the last song. I was like, oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
I was legitimately impressed. But, I don't know what happened the first half of the performance.
Well...
And again, I didn't see that in Vegas, and maybe that's because she's comfortable there, and there aren't a bunch of cameras and,
they
people
probably
staring.
changed it a little bit, or maybe she missed something and then just decided to walk around because she couldn't back in.
Yeah, I don't know. But...
She's like reprogramming.
Yeah, towards the end is what I saw in Vegas. The beginning was what I saw a few years ago, like on TV, so...
Yeah.
It was like a progression of what has happened.
Britney.
But she looked great. At the end, she looked happy. She looked great in the red carpet.
Yeah.
And she was very cute getting her award and everything. So I don't know.
She's cute. It's honestly hard for me to hate on Brit because she actually is so fucking sweet.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. Like
she really is.
It's not like she throws shade at anyone. She's just
sweet. Like she's a sweet lady.
I mean, and she is like kind of the poster child for the pre and post paparazzi internet sensation. I mean, she ran through it.
She did.
So I mean, I guess coming from that, I'm just like, good for you, because from VMAs,
the bitch hung in there.
I'm like, from the VMAs to that, I probably would have hung myself. But
she's a little robotic. She's going through the movement.
Yeah,
I think she still has fun, and that's what it's about for me. You know, don't get me wrong. I would love to see Britney have the courage to really perform a song.
Yeah.
You know, because I think she can.
Oh, absolutely. She has before. Like,
Britney has a terrible voice.
No, not at all. And she used to sing live up until like 2007.
Yeah.
But here and there, you can go on YouTube and find those clips. They do exist. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, someone who did perform live and did so during the Prince tribute was Madonna.
Yes.
Who really opened so iconically, just that purple chair and the hand hanging over the pimp cane with the lace hanging down and her little touch of the crucifix. And, you know, if she had turned around and then been like, now here's Adele. Perfect.
Yes, but see, on the flip side of this is someone who should have had pre-recorded vocals.
Yeah.
Because it was not good.
It was not. I do like that she challenged herself. I do like she chose to sing the song.
I will say, Madonna sings live a lot.
She does.
Great.
It's not
sounding
great. It's not
ever.
great all the time, but with this one, she could have used a pre-track.
Yeah.
And if she had sang with that, I think she would have been a lot better.
Exactly, because that was very cringeworthy,
It went from flat to pitchy to...
It was karaoke at Revolver on a Wednesday night.
Terrific song choice. Beautiful song.
Yes.
Love that song.
Was not her song.
Yeah.
Vocally.
No.
I mean, clearly it wasn't her song.
I wish they'd done more with Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder, of course, was
yes,
great.
he can sing whatever
Rain.
he wants to.
Yes.
It was,
But terrific song choice. There were people who were like, oh, she should have like done a quick song and dance. I'm like, that is not an appropriate tribute.
No, at
all. Who has died.
I'm still confused as to why they chose her. They didn't like each other. Or Prince didn't like her.
I am pretty sure Prince didn't like her.
So I'm just confused as
They're
to
from
why.
the same era, but it's weird to me because Stevie Wonder was one of his mentors.
Yes,
and
that
there were
made
other
complete
people
sense.
who
But I was like,
Prince
Madonna,
mentored.
what?
Yeah, it was an interesting choice because...
I believe, and I could be, if you guys find me incorrect, please do, but I'm pretty good at my music knowledge, and I believe that Prince did not care for Madonna whatsoever.
No, Prince
So
did not consider her to be a musician. And
no.
That was really his main critique of anyone in the business that couldn't play an instrument, write music. You know, Prince, of course, was very gifted.
Yes.
But people who
Overly
are like...
gifted, God.
Yeah, people who are like Madonna, who... Now I think Madonna has a little more musical knowledge. She's learned to play guitar for her tours. Maybe it's only those two songs.
Oh, that's right. I forgot she
Yeah, maybe it's only those two songs she knows. I don't know.
But she learned something. That's good.
She learned.
Yes.
She does sing live more. She does continue to challenge herself.
Yeah.
She could easily let the tracks do it and whatever. So I do appreciate that she at least tried to stretch herself, but maybe she reached a little
too far.
too far.
Go gadget arms for that reaching.
Oh. Yeah. So she got bashed for that.
Yeah, she
a lot.
Okay, we're not gonna bash Madonna anymore. Can Pink get the fuck off the goddamn trapeze? God damn it!
I feel like I've seen this every.
I
time.
adore her.
Oh, I love Pink. She's awesome.
I do. I fucking love her. However,
we get it.
I get it. You took a couple fucking silk classes here in West Hollywood, and you can do some tricks. Fucking cut it out.
Yeah, message received.
Like,
you are
stop
an area
it.
list. Okay, got it.
I actually have some inside tea on Pink, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do these little... Wes and I have a lot of weird little connections, and we have a lot of behind-the-scenes information. And I probably shouldn't be sharing this, but...
Well, we can do it without names.
I will not drop a name. Absolutely not. An acquaintance of mine, years ago, was actually her sound engineer at whatever award show she first did that fucking silk thing with. She was spinning around and shit.
Yeah.
And it was like so amazing or whatever. She was not singing live during that. She had a pre-recorded vocal ready for that time. Oh. And also does during her concerts.
Ooh.
As much as she wants to say that she does not lip sync. Don't believe everything you hear in Hollywood, guys. There's always smoke and mirrors in some aspect of something.
Oh, God.
Which, I mean, is honestly, I was watching and I was like...
That's why I'm so fucking shocked Madonna decided to sing live.
I would seriously. Somebody
she could have had a chorus with her. She could have.
I mean, Mariah Carey's pre-recorded vocals for half of her high notes. And this is
rappers have
yes,
hip hop artists have pre-recorded shit.
Exactly. Like 50 Cent was caught lip syncing, which I don't understand. If you're a rapper, why the fuck are you lip syncing? You're fucking speaking on cue. But
but there's still a rhythm to it if you're out of breath.
Yeah, true.
Something,
But I'm just, but God, but yeah. So as much as she wants to say, "Oh, I just trained my body to," no, you didn't. Which I saw that and I was like, this sounds way too clear for just sonically for her to be doing this much spinning and all of this, and just physically, I'm like, because I know singers who have been in Broadway and who dance and sing at the same time, and even they're tracked sometimes because it's a lot for the body to handle and be able to keep up with breath control and have your voice sound fluid enough. And
it is not easy.
It's absolutely not.
Yeah, doing what I do, where, and again, if you're just tuning in, Richie Rich and I have some interesting careers in Hollywood. We both have some broadcasting experience, and we now have jobs that put us in touch with some really interesting people. I am actually a celebrity trainer, and I do a lot of classes around West Hollywood. And there are many times where I have to move and speak, where you're jumping around, you're trying to communicate something, and it is not fucking easy. The breath,
It's
even
not.
just to talk clearly.
Exactly. It's
Sometimes
not easy.
even into a microphone, where which obviously is much easier for people to hear you.
Yeah.
That is
It's a lot of work.
exhausting. Sometimes after an hour-long class, I am drenched in sweat. I am completely exhausted. My voice is tired. Just everything is like, if it's like a really killer class and everyone's like really into it, and I'm like fired up that day, it can get ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
And that's you
It's
just speaking.
hard. Yeah.
So-
and that's just talking.
And I say this to anyone who has any kind of critique. It's not even just about Britney or Mariah or anyone else Mariah's not fucking dancing, but still. But anyone who's singing and they say they're lip syncing, I'm like, I'm sorry, do right now 15 jumping jacks and try to sing something on pitch, on key, clearly, and then get back to me.
Well, and
It's fucking difficult.
It's impossible in some aspects because
Absolutely.
even the way stages are built, even though you could have a live performance on that stage, it's going to sound like shit if all you have is the equipment just
Oh, yeah.
rigged up to each other.
Yes.
You have to have this giant soundboard. You have
Yep.
to have the layers of backdrop.
The artist has an inner
footage.
ear
You
so they
have
can
to-
hear themselves actually sing.
I mean, you
which gets
have to
fucked
fill
up
that
sometimes.
space up.
Yeah.
And then if you're doing it for TV, that's
It's a
completely
whole different situation.
Completely. You can't just record a live sound.
Even Beyonce lip syncs. I'm sorry, Beehive. She does. She's been caught before. It happens a lot. And that's not discrediting her. Obviously, she's an amazing singer, but
well, you just
it's
can't
just difficult.
create
You
that
can't.
level
You can't
of
be
sound
superhuman.
without a little help.
Exactly.
A concert in the park is one thing. Something that
Staples Center is quite another.
Is a whole another fucking story.
when
So,
you're dancing and doing 8 counts and twirling and hair flipping and
Yeah,
hopping on
exactly.
things and hopping off things. So that was my pink tea, going back to that.
yes, which reminds me that. Okay, so that reminds me. Again, we'll go unnamed, but I, in a previous life, did used to like write and produce my own show and all this stuff. Well, let's just say at some point during this illustrious career, there was, I don't remember what it was for, but LL Cool J was performing, but our sound booth guys found his backing track tape that they had left behind.
Yes.
They forgot.
Love this.
They forgot his backing track. So I was like, oops, sorry, LL Cool J. So, yeah.
Everyone does it. No matter how talented you are, how untalented you are, or you think they are, it's par for course. It's part of the situation.
Yeah, I think so.
And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm sorry. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, and it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. I mean, if you go up there and sing and sound like shit, we're going to talk shit about you like we just are about Madonna. If you go out there and lip sync, someone else is going to talk shit about you not actually singing. So
Right, Britney.
yeah, so there's really no right or wrong in this.
I honestly think
You're going to get shit on no matter what.
If you give a good, heartfelt performance, if you're connecting emotionally to what you're doing and you're giving it to the audience, that's really what matters. Fans of Britney who saw her that night were like, oh my God, yes, she slayed. And I watched it and I was like, I don't know what she's slaying, but her fans loved it. She seemed to be into it.
Yeah.
She gave it a go.
But also, what I've noticed is that God, I'm sounding so old right now. This new generation, they don't fucking perform. Like fucking One Direction, they don't dance.
Right.
I'm used to boy bands like fucking Boys to Men, Backstreet Boys and Sync. They're fucking putting on a fucking show. I'm used to my girl pop stars being Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Janet Jackson. They're up there. Well, Britney used to be putting on gun paper.
Well, Rihanna
and
can't
now,
dance.
Rihanna can't dance at all.
Ariana Grande humps on things.
Yes, it's
basically
like
just like
Miley Cyrus doesn't dance.
Miley Cyrus doesn't
It's
dance.
like
No.
So I can see where people are coming and saying that people are actually doing something and they're not doing much compared to what they used to.
Yeah.
But given the whole scheme of things now, they're doing we can fucking hop up there. for a boy duet and literally do a couple 8 counts and oh my god, they're amazing. Because no one does anything anymore.
Do you know what's crazy
really
is
sad.
being out here in LA, you actually hear people who are incredibly talented.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever go to For the Record? They would do, For the Record was a little playhouse that would do, one of their big ones was the John Hughes night. And they would just take the music from all the movies and thread them together in a story.
Ooh.
Kind of using elements of the movie that because all the movies have a similar thread,
Yeah.
you know. So they kind of took you through the story just musically. But because it was a very small venue, it really was a live band, and people really did have like a little mic on, and they were singing live, and it sounded fucking incredible.
Amazing.
It was so amazing.
Yeah.
But it was a very, very small venue. But yeah, we were there one night. We saw Barbra Streisand and James Brolin.
That's awesome.
Sitting across from us.
And you were singing, right?
No, I wasn't singing, but we did see Rumor Willis perform.
Awesome.
Who, say what you will about nepotism in Hollywood, that bitch can sing and dance.
That is awesome. I did not know she could sing.
Oh yeah. I was fucking floored. I could not believe it.
I love surprises like that.
Yeah, I really
Like Kate Hudson. I didn't know she could fucking sing.
Oh my god, she could
And-
sing and dance her ass off.
I didn't know that. Yeah, until I saw
Yeah.
some. She sang Nothing Compares to You. Just recently, and I was like, holy shit, I did not know she had pipes like
And
that.
now here's Kate Hudson.
By the way, our album's coming out in a couple of months.
Yeah.
I'm totally just kidding.
We should totally do
Can you
some-
sing?
No. But I could do like you know, it could be like a Erica Jane How Many Fucks, you know, like I could just do a part.
You could do that? Okay,
talking,
that works.
and
I
then
can sing.
You could actually sing.
Okay, I can do that. Can you dance? You can dance.
I can definitely dance.
Okay, I can dance. Okay,
Yeah.
stay tuned.
Go. Yeah. Coming out.
New developments arising.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, let's move the fuck on from the Billboard
All right,
Awards.
let's move on. Let's move on. So, yeah, say what you will. It ain't easy. Next topic is 007. So we heard some casting news this week, which I was really excited about. Are you a James Bond fan?
I'm not.
No, you're not into it?
I love all the theme songs in the movies, though.
Yeah. But you're not a James Bond fan. I grew up with James Bond. I always wanted to be a spy.
Really?
So, yeah, that was like my thing.
That's so cute. I love that information.
be a
It kind of made
spy.
my night.
Yeah. The internet declared Gillian Anderson should be the new Jane Bond 007, which they've talked about for years and years and years of having a woman step in, having it be, just reboot the whole franchise and start over, start anew. What would you think of that? Since you're not a huge fan of the series anyway, would that be, if Gillian Anderson were a super spy 007, would you go see that?
I don't think so.
No, Richie Rich is not into it.
I like Jill. I like her, but I picture my James Bond or Jane Bond to just be kind of fluid, more athletic, and I picture her as like, was she Scully? Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I picture her as Scully from X-Files, and I don't know. I don't picture her like hopping out of helicopters,
Right,
and
right.
flipping down mountains.
I'd have to
and-
really see that happen.
Yeah, like I
Believe
can't
it.
really imagine it. I'm not saying that it's not possible, because if
True.
it did happen, maybe I would be completely
Well,
impressed.
she must be a good actress because I really believe she's smart, just
Yeah.
based off of.
Oh yeah, seriously, absolutely. Like,
It's
one of those things like where someone plays a doctor and you're like, so I've had this cramp in my arm. It's like,
Yeah.
I just played one on
and
TV.
then other people you see as a doctor, you're like,
Really? I don't believe this at all. But I just can't picture her just like, when I see a spy, I want to see a spy. I want to see
Yeah.
them kicking down doors and doing backhand springs and scissor kicking someone, and I just can't picture that. Again, I'm not saying that it can't happen. I'm just saying I just can't visually
Yeah.
picture
I always
it.
thought Jodie Foster would be great. Cause
That, oddly
Jodie
enough, I can
is-
picture it.
Yeah.
Even though I've never seen that of her either, I can picture it more.
She's never been quite
than
an
Gillian
action
Anderson.
star, but she has a real toughness about
Yeah.
her. Yeah, I thought Jodie Foster would be a great choice. Maybe now it's a bit late in the game for that, but Hollywood replied by saying, Gillian Anderson, how about Tom Hiddleston? So apparently a man is going to continue the franchise.
There goes that.
But we were just talking about him because I think he was, what, Loki? Did we figure this out? Did we look this up?
Let's see.
God damn it, where is that intern?
I'm on my phone right now. It's all right. We are a two-man show here.
It definitely is suited to the role. I could see him doing it. You know,
Wait, Middleton or Middleton?
Hiddleton, Hiddle-E.
Okay.
Hiddleston.
Okay.
I can't read
Wait,
my own
what?
writing.
Because I just got a record producer popping up.
That's part of the problem.
Middleton?
Hiddle.
Oh, Hiddleston. There.
We don't know what the fuck we're talking about. Thanks for listening.
We give it to you straight, no filter, people. Straight, no filter.
We're like your stupid friends that come to the party already half in the bag.
The show is so stupid.
And then whatever you're
sometimes.
talking about, we offer our asshole opinion.
Filmography. So
really
he
funny.
was in Thor, The Avengers.
Yeah, so he was Loki. See, I was right.
Okay, there we go. Yeah.
I'm not as obnoxious as I thought.
No, you're right.
Pour me some more wine.
I'm off the clock, but okay.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think it would be cool to have the 007 franchise rebooted. What do you guys think?
I just don't think that.
Yeah, if you're a 007 fan, let us know. You can always reach out to us on Twitter
At RichieRich909.
and I'm at Westifer. Let us know what you would think of a female 007. Now, here's a story
And
I
not
heard.
Angelina Jolie, please. 'cause
No.
I'm over her banging every fucking female.
No.
Everything.
No. Mm-mm.
I digress.
I'd rather like Kate Beckinsale from Underworld.
That would be amazing,
that.
actually.
Yeah.
That I can totally picture.
That'd be awesome. So I heard this on the NPR podcast. Rob Lowe was talking about his show was just The Grinder or whatever was just canceled. And he started
Not the app.
No,
if you
not
guys
the app.
If you
Don't cry. Rob Lowe was on a show called The Grinder, spelled correctly. And he played like someone who was a lawyer, or I don't really know because I never watched it, and apparently no one else did because it got canceled. But it's made him question broadcast TV, if, this whole genre is what he should stick with, if he should go with more of a niche like Netflix or something like that. Mm-hmm. But he told this really interesting story, and I guess he's produced a lot of the shows he's been on over the last decade or so, and maybe some other stuff too. I forget which project it was. Maybe he didn't say. But they asked me if he'd ever had to fire someone. And he said yes, he had to fire someone, but not because they were bad, or because he didn't like them, or because they didn't fit the role, or because they weren't getting along with anyone. It was because the network thought they were unfuckable. And he had to fire Amy Adams, who was just recently making sweet love in a bathtub to Superman in the latest Batman vs. Superman movie. So apparently the perception of Amy Adams being fuckable has
completely changed
in Hollywood over the last few years. But I heard that and I was like,
yeah.
Do you think guys really have to live up to that? That guys have to be fuckable by the
No, there are so many fat, unattractive men on television that drive me fucking crazy. I wish that there were more guys that had to be fuckable.
Don't we all?
I'm sorry, but that's just the truth. I feel so bad I can not imagine.
Well, I always felt like that's why in straight porn they never cast attractive guys. Because
it's all about the girl.
By comparison, you want to feel like you could be that person.
Exactly.
You could, fulfill this fantasy.
Yeah, it's absolutely not fair. It's not right. It's not okay, to quote Whitney Houston.
Goddamn white, hetero, nominal
right,
society.
though? I'm just like, it's so ridiculous to me. Like, just let a woman be a woman, let a man be a man. Okay. I don't see this whole double standard thing. And it fucks us up, because I actually just had this conversation yesterday with someone asking why gay men maybe act a certain way or feel us have a certain ageism. And I believe it's the exact same thing. I believe that even though we're men, and even though we may not even be feminine, we somehow have that weird thing that once you're 30, you're going to be this. Or you need to keep up and look younger than this. Straight guys don't have that.
Oh, right. Well, what happens with straight people is they get married and have kids.
Yes.
And then they don't give a fuck
Don't give one flying
about
fuck.
what anyone else
Yeah.
perceives
Or you
about
can be a
them.
straight man and be humorous and have some hot girl find you funny, and then
Yeah.
she's going to marry you.
And then you have babies, and then again,
With
you don't
us,
give a fuck
we're in the
what
same
anyone
spot that
thinks.
fucking straight women are in. We have to stay tight and taut and keep up our looks, and
Yeah, we don't have
some of us
kids.
lie about our ages. We
yeah.
don't, but I know
No.
people who do, and it's
Oh, you know people who actually lie about their age?
absolutely.
Oh my god, that's
I know a couple of people well into their 40s still lying in their mid-30s. And it's very clear that they are not in their mid-30s. And I will not name any names. It's the no names episode, by the way. Yeah, and
If you're listening and you think it's about you, it is.
Right. No, and I think that comes growing up in a very heterosexual world, especially in our generation. It wasn't accepted, to be out and open and gay. So we kind of went
Right, and
into
the
those
idea
forms.
of growing up gay, meeting someone, and starting a family is still fairly new to the narrative.
Yeah.
You're not talking about a lot of examples of that happening. Maybe now it's starting to. But there are still people who object to homosexuality, let alone homosexual marriage, let alone two men or two women raising a child, whether it's their own or through adoption.
Yeah.
So you still have a pretty long way to go in that view.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, as gay people, we don't tend to family up. We are almost, not entirely always single, but even when I'm coupled and I live with my partner, but we have completely separate bank accounts. We don't run off the same bank account. We live separate lives. We have different friends. He goes out, I go out.
And neither one of you guys have gotten lazy or fat either.
No. That's not going to happen.
We're still on the same stresses that straight women are. Straight men have it the easiest. That's it. White straight men have it fucking easy. You can rule the world and get whatever bitches you want as long as you have some kind of wit, charm, or can fake it, or money.
Well, but to think that, obviously in Hollywood, so much is based off what you look like. But I think the rest of the world is like that too. And again, for someone like Amy Adams, who just recently was making out with a super hot guy in a bathtub in a movie, 10 years ago or whatever, quote unquote, she wasn't fuckable, for that to cost her a job.
It's ridiculous.
I think that scales down into your everyday. How many times have you seen, someone wanting you on, and it's subconscious. You kind of judge someone based on their appearance, right? Is someone capable of doing this job? Is someone going to be interesting or funny or attractive? Or, what this makes me think about is I caught myself the other day at the grocery store. I did go to Gelson's, but
you're such a bougie bitch.
I ran down to Gelson's. I don't know. I needed some flavored ice.
God, Wes is white and privileged, and I can't deal with it.
But
just kidding.
That's all right. Fuck it. Whatever.
It's right around the corner. It's convenient.
It's convenient.
Honestly.
God damn it. No, there's Kitty.
I was like, was that a sound on our app, or?
She always kind of makes
it's Catterday, right?
Appearance. A Catterday. Where's the kitty? So I was at the grocery store and I saw two men who both of them were clearly in their 50s. Mm-hmm. One of them was very well built, cute little tank top, like little design on it, cute little like kind of workout pants, more like the drop pants like you're wearing. Like they're not necessarily workout pants, but they're like, the casual pants. Cute little haircut, like shaved on the sides and a little bit spiky, but totally silver.
Okay.
And then in front of him was a guy about the same age with khaki pants hiked up past the waist with a brown belt and a button-down shirt and a total like Santa Claus haircut. And I've
never heard of a haircut described as a Santa Claus haircut. I love that you described it that way because I immediately knew exactly what you're talking about. But continue.
And I was like, God, it could be a before and after, like a makeover. And then my mind just tripped down this hole where it was like, some people would see hi, kitty. Some people would see, the guy that was more like, I guess, modern, with the tank top or whatever. And they'd be like, oh, he's trying too hard. Or they'd look at the other guy with the slacks and be like, oh,
He gave up.
Yeah, he gave up. I was like, damn, like all this is going through my mind like a matter of 3 seconds where, I'm not even trying to judge these people, but I'm immediately just based off their appearance, having all of these different
Kitty, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Stop messing up our soundboard.
Kitty
right now.
is like getting into the wire. She's like, I'm going to make a guest appearance. I don't give a
making
fuck
herself
about
known.
the story. Come here. All right. Well, as I untangle the cat from my microphone,
There she goes.
let's move on.
Yes.
Ooh, here's one you brought up. Here's some real shit going on in Hollywood right now. Is you brought up Tamar Braxton.
Yes,
on The
Tony Braxton's
Real.
little sister
Yeah.
got fired from The Real, her talk show.
Okay,
Ooh.
so this show's been on the air for several years.
Yeah,
it's kind of like
4 or 5 years, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah,
It's kind of like an answer to The View.
It's kind of like in between The View and The Talk.
A little
It's a lot younger, fresher, absolutely. And 2 weeks ago, Tamar Braxton, or last week, I'm sorry, Tamar Braxton was informed that she was fired from the show. They've had the same cast since they started.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like one of those like first season
Right.
testing out 5 women, let's get rid of one and replace them with the other one, or just get rid of one entirely, and whatever. That happens a lot with daytime
Well, but
talk
she
shows.
apparently, over the years, has generated a lot of attention for herself.
Yes,
on
and
the
it's
show.
kind of, if the rumors are true, which I can 100% believe, the same antics that got her attention and made her stand out from being Tony Braxton's little sister in their reality show also got her fired from her talk show. Being, if you've ever seen Tamar Braxton, which a lot of you probably have, she's very over the top. She is very vocal. She's a lot of neck twisting and hand twirling and finger snapping and sound biting. And that's kind of her, which I'm sure seemed attractive at one point in time. Also, her husband.
Well, that's very, as they call it, that's very loud.
Yes, she's very loud.
And some networks are all about that. Like Bravo is all about being
Oh,
loud.
yeah, absolutely.
Everything is loud. It's got to be big. It's got to be loud.
Yeah.
And that's what some people want. It definitely creates a lot of attention. It generates a lot of press.
Yeah.
Stupid things people say on the
Exactly.
show or whatever. But at the same time, if you carry that behind the scenes, if that's more than, which I feel is like, and I don't know this for a fact, but I feel is kind of like why someone like Wendy Williams has been a success. It's like, she definitely on air is a really big personality.
Oh, yeah.
But I've never heard about her behind the scenes.
No, I've heard she's completely fine behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And she leads a very normal
Like
life.
a normal,
And she'll tell you, she's like, I have not sold my house since I got this show.
Yeah.
She's like, I have a modest house. I live in the same neighborhood I live in. We have nice cars. We have nice things, but I don't go to every celebrity party. When I leave this show, I go home to my son and my husband. I cook them dinner. I watch my shows to prepare for the next episode of the show. And she lives pretty much like us.
She's very loud.
Yes, she's very loud, but I think behind the scenes, she's just
a little bit different.
Yes.
But apparently
Tamar is very loud all the time, which cost her a job apparently.
And cost her husband a job.
yes.
Who was the EP on the show.
Exactly. But apparently just a name.
Which happens so fucking much in Hollywood, by the way.
A lot.
Where someone gets their husband or wife or whatever of the moment a credit on a show where
And they just get a paycheck.
They don't even need to show up, really. They're not necessarily involved. They're just credited. And they get money.
And that's that. So she's fired. Her husband's fired, who is also Lady Gaga's manager.
Yeah,
Vince Herbert is his last name. There we go.
Okay.
But also, I heard that They did a retest for test audiences, and they weren't liking her quote-unquote ghetto antics. They said that black women has... Because the rest of the cast is... They can get a little, up there, but not nearly as far as Tamar. It's Lonnie Love, it's Tamara Mowry, it's Jenny Mai, who's a stylist and fashion critic, and Adrienne Bailon, who was one of the Cheetah Girls and one of the 3LW girls. And again, they know how to amp it up, but they also know how to tone it down and speak on serious topics and not, be all on it all the time. And Tamar just... I've seen the show a few times, and I could actually agree with that.
Well, I feel like that's the balance. Is sometimes like even tonight's show. We started on a couple of down topics. Granted, we didn't really spend a lot of time on them, and maybe we didn't say anything particularly revealing about these things or super deep. But we're certainly trying to handle them with some amount of fucking class, and appropriateness.
Yes,
rather than just always making it about ourselves,
exactly,
or about the spectacle, or about whatever.
Yeah, but apparently test audiences didn't like her persona.
Well,
also they were doing budget cuts. Also, they said that advertisers didn't want her representing them because they would have games on the show. And if you guys don't know how it works on talk shows, when you have a game and it's sponsored by this person, they're shelling out money.
A lot of money
to this show to promote their product. And there were a lot of these companies that did not want her representing them on the show.
Yikes.
So all that combined equaled to her getting fired. And then she, as childish as she was, apparently unfriended 3 of the girls on the show on social media. And the anchor, Lonnie Love, who you guys probably all know from Chelsea lately, really, really funny, awesome person, went actually on her Facebook, and I give her so much credit for this because she even said, this might make me the next one, or this might get me in trouble, and I'm prepared for that. She's like, but we have no control over who comes, who goes. She's like, if I had that much control, I'd have my own show. We were all hosts on the show. Okay. I am the anchor, but I did not know that she was going to be fired. She sent me a text message saying, I think I'm getting fired. She's like, I was taking a nap. I was about to do another show. She's like, Jenny was in Singapore, so she's on a whole other time frame. And I don't know if Tamar took this to offense because we didn't respond, immediately to her, but I was sleeping. Everyone else is scattered across the country and across the world. And I don't know what's going on. She's like, she's my sister, she's my friend, I support her. This is out of my control. I contacted the network, they told me it's none of my business, and I have to respect that. She's like, I'm sad to see her go, and I shouldn't be relaying all this, but I just want to keep my name clear.
Yeah.
As a human being, just saying that I knew nothing about this. I had no control over this. None of us did. And we're sad to see her go, but this is what it is. So, yeah. I guess we'll see what happens with this. And also, someone posted something last night in a comment. I'm not sure how true this is or not, but someone said that they have sources very close to the show, very close to her, saying that there's going to be footage leaked soon about her going off on production.
Oops.
And some other things. So
when you think you're too what do they say? Too big for your britches.
Yep,
that's a saying.
But that's how she's always been. Yeah. She's that way with her sisters on their show. She's not She's not cool with a couple of her sisters because of her attitude.
Yeah,
because she's very much.
Yeah, no, girl. You gotta calm
youngest
down.
Child, and
you gotta
Toni Braxton's shadow all these years. And she can sing her ass off. She's very talented, but her attitude needs to be dialed back.
Yeah, no.
And maybe this will actually teach her.
Doubt it.
Probably not. She's like damn near 40 and she's set in her ways, but
yeah.
All right. Cheers to staying humble and being nice to people, damn it.
Yes. Or at least
nice-ish.
Nice-ish. Well, that's it for topics. Let's get to, as we round out the episode, you guys know we always end an episode with a rousing game of who do we hate
and who do we love.
You can tell us who you hate, who you love. You can hit us up on Facebook. If you're already following us on Facebook, by the way, sorry we never post on Facebook. We always tell you guys to comment there. It's weird, like, if you have a page on Facebook, nobody really sees anything anyway.
Yeah.
Apparently you have
Unless you promote and sponsor,
Right.
then it pops up, possibly.
So apparently you have to create a group. So I don't know.
What?
And I don't necessarily want to create a group and ask people to
Just
join
hit us
the
up on
group.
Twitter.
So just hit us up on Twitter. Richie Rich 909. I'm at Westifer. Tell us who you hate, who you love this week. This week we always start with hate so we can end on love.
Yes.
This week, I guess to round out our celebrity bullshit, I'm just going to say I hate Kelly Osbourne. What an annoying little brat. Posting a phone number for a woman who is involved with her father in some kind of affair.
And then claiming elderly abuse.
And then claiming it's elderly abuse.
I'm like,
girl.
come on now.
Instead of posting a phone number, then you should be calling the police, first of all. Second of all, posting someone's phone number is just the biggest troll move ever. And then she tried to tell people that to mind their own business if they were like critiquing her. Bitch, you just posted
put
to
us
like a
all
million
in your
people.
business.
No. Fuck you.
God.
Damn. People are so annoying. And that's just not right. I mean, yeah, obviously the bitch done your family wrong, but so did your father. You know,
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Okay, he's 70 years old, but he's still responsible for his own actions. And if you truly don't think he's responsible for his actions, why are you even letting him be in an environment where he could be taken advantage of like that? It makes no sense to me. The argument makes no sense. Whatever. Fuck you, Kelly Osbourne. Another person who would be absolutely nowhere without her last name.
Absolutely.
No one would give a flying fuck what Kelly Smith had to say.
This show is so stupid.
All right, Richie Rich, who do you hate this week?
I hate fucking Assurant. And yes, I'm going back to my technology problems.
This harkens back to last week.
Yes, which shows you how long it's been since I've had a fucking phone.
Yeah, it took a long time to get this fixed, which it usually takes like a day.
Yeah, it took a fucking week.
Yeah, that's a long time.
It is.
Our phones are like really important.
Especially with us doing the show, like I had no way to go on Twitter. Mind you, I couldn't even get on Twitter until I think yesterday because I couldn't remember my fucking password.
Oh my god.
And I had to reset it. And it was just that was a whole other ordeal of a situation. Yeah, fuck you, Assurant, sending me the wrong fucking colored iPhone, which sounds so trivial when you guys hear me say this, but
it's a white one, you guys.
it's a white one, not a black one.
You can understand.
And I had to wait without a phone for 4 days.
Yeah, and then they sent me the wrong shit. Wait, in the wrong car, the wrong SIM card.
Oh yeah, and the wrong SIM card, so I couldn't even use the wrong phone.
Yeah.
And then I asked them to send me another phone. They sent me the exact same phone. And finally, I'll end the story on who I love.
Okay.
I'm getting very vain and personal this week. I don't care. Oh, but they told me I should deal with it, by the way. That if you have Assurant and you have some type of, I don't know, Galaxy S or an iPhone or anything else, a special color, and they don't have it in stock at the time, you're going to get whatever the fuck color they want you to get.
You should
just deal with that.
No!
You should deal with your good $800 device and whatever they give you after you pay your deductible, mind you. It's not free.
I refuse.
You should just go ahead and deal with.
No, we deserve more.
So let's go to love.
Let's go to love. All right, this week, also kind of breaking the internet, was Darling I Know. It is a big lady fashion Instagram.
Yes.
And the girl who runs it posted a picture in a bikini from a website or a site called, I think, Bikinis for All or Swimwear for All or something like that. Anyway, Darling I Know is a big girl. The suit she posted had some cutouts and, you know, it definitely was an interesting choice, but also one that, you know what? If you're comfortable in something and you feel like it's stylish and that's your whole thing and you want to post that to your followers, awesome. She received so many negative comments about this bathing suit as though someone who is larger should never I don't know, go to the beach or never be allowed to wear a bathing suit. I don't know. But that she responded in an incredibly positive way by saying that she simply learned eventually to love herself and accept herself, that she is who she is, and that she's going to defend herself, but she's not going to tear down her critics. She's not going to come at her critics. She's not going to even criticize them. She is just going to hope that, as an example of someone who actually loves themselves, that those people who don't and therefore need to critique others based on how they look might actually learn something.
That's awesome.
So, darling, I know. Look for her on Instagram. It is a big lady fashion. And she posts a lot of not only what she's wearing, but where you can get it. She does a lot of codes where you can get like discounts or free shipping or things like that.
And everyone else, damn it.
Yeah, darling, I know. I love you this week. You go, girl. Who do you love, Richie Rich?
First of all, side note, I love T-Mobile for fixing my phone issue. They thought Assurant was complete bullshit, even investor partner.
Yeah.
And they're issuing me out a brand new phone, the same color I had. It's not going to be refurbished like you would get with insurance or whatever. So that's a little side note to continue that. But I also love Helly Love, which if you guys heard some random background noise for a hot second, that was me looking up her name and video. She's an Islamic pop star who is actually on their most wanted list now.
Because females are not allowed to sing.
Yes, or do anything. She she's she's absolutely talking about Kurdish independence. Her song is called Risky Something. I can't fucking remember what it is, but it's all it's completely political. She is gorgeous. She is dancing. She is.
Oh, I saw that. You posted that on your Facebook this week, and it is hot. Now that slays.
Yes,
that
she is giving me life on earth.
What's her name again?
Her name is Helly Love, HELLYLUV, and she's received death threats. She's on the most wanted list. And she does not give a
all
fuck.
Because she's a female pop star, but she's taking that kind of to the next level.
She's like, I'm a Muslim woman, and I will. Oh, her hit is called "Risk It All."
Yeah,
and she is just sashaying and smiling and uncovered and hair flipping and setting fire to shit and saying "Stop the violence" with tanks and army soldiers and everything. And I think it's amazing.
You go, girl.
So. Get it. That is who I love this week.
All right. Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of the Richie Rich and Westopher Show. That means it is time to answer our sex question of the week.
I'm grabbing another bottle of wine for this because we're out. We're going to need it.
Out. Yeah. So I will go over the Twitter poll while Richie Rich decanter some wine.
Really quick.
I will go over the Twitter poll. The question of the week: have you ever had a threesome? Now, we posted this to Twitter about an hour before the show. We always like to do the poll ahead of time so that it closes out and we can read out the results at the end of the episode. We always love it when you guys participate, and we like the polls. That seems to be really working, where we kind of ask a question, multiple choice, and you give us an answer. So we're really glad that you guys are liking the polls, and you're giving us your thoughts on those. The threesome question, 75% said yes.
I'm back.
75% said yes. They have had a threesome. 25% said no. And I even had a reply from Matt who said yes often.
Oh, well, Matt's far more interesting in life than I am recently.
Well, I believe, I don't know, he's answering publicly, so I believe he's coupled and he and his partner.
Okay, I have my really good friend who, again, will remain nameless on this nameless episode. That is me twisting off this cork, by the way, if you're hearing any kind of background noise.
We're getting serious about this.
We're getting serious, damn it.
Yes, it is me, Richie Rich, and a bottle of wine.
That's right.
Our threesome. I was not surprised that 75% had said they'd had a threesome. I actually thought it might be a little higher.
Really?
Yeah, it was actually 100%. For right up until the very end.
Okay.
Right up until the very end.
Started lying.
Well, maybe people
kidding.
started lying, or maybe they're in other regions. Although, let me think. No, I grew up in Ohio, like in the Bible Belt, and gay people are, just as, I was gonna say, like maybe according to your region, you're like, oh, but I'm from Indiana. We don't even have enough homosexuals for a threesome.
I hate you for that.
So no, I was not surprised at that result. So with that said, now Richie Rich and I will answer the question. You actually came up with this one this week. What inspired this question?
Do you want me to get some really amazing fabricated story, or tell you the truth? I can do both.
Well, we try to keep it real here, so.
I was at work bored as fuck with my coworker, and I was like, oh shit, I should probably think of a sex question for this week. So I'm back mobile, and it just kind of popped in my head, and that was honestly it.
There you go.
Yeah, there was no, I'm sorry guys, there was no juicy motive behind this. It just popped in my head, which kind of surprised me. We've never covered this before, because we've covered a lot of sex questions. And a lot more intricate sex questions. This seems very
Well, it's interesting now
level.
that we've started doing the poll, because it is easier to do a yes/no with a poll.
Yeah.
You can give some options or whatever, but now that we're thinking in terms of yes/no, or one way or the other, the questions are a little more interesting, because you have to create that divide. Mm-hmm. So I think this one was in my notes, but mine was like
with a donkey.
Mine is like, is group sex okay, or do you like? It wasn't like a yes or no. Like
Gotcha.
It wasn't. It was there, but it wasn't just like, hey, have you ever had a threesome? Like, oh yeah, right. So I think that's helping us define these questions a little bit better, and letting us know our audience is a bunch of fucking sluts.
Pretty much.
At least 75% of them. Although I don't think you're a slut if you've had a threesome.
No. I think you're a slut if you sleep around a lot with a lot of different people.
Sure.
Which I'm not slut shaming, you do you, but...
No, that's fine, but that does make you a slut.
It absolutely does. And own it, like Amber Rose does.
That's fine. No, that's fine. Whatever.
Right?
I don't care, but own what it is.
Yes.
So we're going to do that now and own it. Richie Rich, what is your answer to tonight's sex question? Have you ever had a threesome?
Yes, I have. But